Nathan has a virginity complex. When he brought his newly raised canary to me for another repair surgery, the girl said triumphantly, "I heard you've been married for 5 years and haven't done it yet? We've only known each other for 10 days and he's already about to come all over me. He'd rather let me do the repairs than touch you." I didn't lash out, just went through the motions asking about the condition. I calmly listened to them recount how many positions they had tried in the bedroom. She didn't know that before her, I had performed a total of 99 surgeries for Nathan's canaries. I had also been provoked, losing my composure and arguing with Nathan. All I got in return was a contemptuous laugh from Nathan. "Be good, Isabella. Does your father really want you to divorce me? Just relax and be a rich wife. I'll come home when I'm done playing around." As the girl was wheeled into the operating room, Nathan stopped me. "Fix them into a nice shape, she's vain." Seeing me silent, the man chuckled and stuffed a card into my arms. "Payment." This time I didn't get exasperated but carefully put the card away. He forgot that the time stipulated in the prenuptial agreement had arrived. I no longer have to wait bitterly for a man who doesn't come home. The surgery is over and I call a number I haven't dialed in a long time. "Grandpa, I saw the ticket information, thank you." "Yao Yao, I'm so glad you can come back." The phone hangs up and Nathan is standing behind me, I don't know when. "Who are you talking to on the phone?" I put away my phone, lowered my eyes and casually said, "A sales call." Nathan was already looking down at his phone, casually said, "Oh," and didn't seem to care. Then he held his phone out to me. "What do you think of this bracelet?" I marked the bracelet in a fashion magazine I was reading. I didn't expect Nathan to remember and I was a little touched. Then I heard him laugh and say, "Lolo should like it, right?" I was stunned for a moment, then nodded. "It's very beautiful, she will like it." Perhaps it was my unusual calmness this time that prompted Nathan to offer me a ride home from work. A rare occurrence. "While Luo is still asleep, let me take you home first." 5 years of marriage and this is the first time I've been in his car apart from the wedding car. Casually adjusting the passenger seat, Nathan held my hand down. "Isabella, why don't you sit in the back?" Luo is a hot-tempered girl. If she knew someone had sat in her seat, she'd make a fuss with me. As he spoke, his face was full of doting smiles. I paused for a moment, then nimbly sat in the back. The pink little blanket was casually placed on the black seat, somewhat out of sync with his temperament. The scent of by Luo still lingered on it. Nathan saw my expression in the rearview mirror and laughed. "Young, so you like pink." I lowered my eyes, remembering that I was the same age when I married him. On our wedding night, he saw my pink pajamas and smiled casually. "Isabella, I don't like pink. You're not my type either. Not touching you is my way of taking responsibility for you." He handed me the prenuptial agreement, still with that gentle demeanor. "Sign it. It's just a business marriage. After 5 years we'll each marry someone else. But don't worry, I'll make sure you have all the respect and honor befitting Mrs. Gu." At that moment the girl's 10-year-long crush crumbled into nothing. Along with it, all expectations for marriage and all the romantic fantasies of the wedding night completely collapsed. I never touched pink again. I looked away from the blanket and couldn't help but sneeze. Almost instinctively, Nathan handed me a tissue, his voice as gentle as ever. "I'll turn up the air conditioning a bit." I just realized the tissue box is a Disney licensed product. Even in a sexless marriage of 5 years, Nathan and I had peaceful and warm moments as a couple. In the beginning I was young and Nathan was willing to accommodate me in everything. Except he wouldn't go to Disneyland with me. No matter how much I acted cute or tried to please him, he wouldn't. Just afraid of being laughed at by business partners. So he can break his own principles. It's just that the person is not me. Back home, Nathan went straight to the kitchen. I was a little surprised and hesitated before asking, "What do you want to eat?" "I'll do it." Nathan shook his head, staring at the tutorial on his phone. "No need, I promised Lolo I would make chicken soup for her myself." I paused. The once pampered and fastidious President Gu is now personally cooking for by Lolo. For some reason my eyes welled up a little. I remember once having a high fever and I begged Nathan to pour me a glass of water. He frowned unexpectedly. "I don't like the greasy smell of the kitchen." "Wait, I'll ask the housekeeper to pour it for you." Afterward he forgot all about it. By the time the housekeeper found me, I was almost brain damaged from the fever. Watching him bustling around with a smirk on his face, I couldn't bear to watch any longer and turned to go upstairs. After packing my luggage, I fell into a deep sleep, only to be woken up in the middle of the night. Nathan called me up in a panic. "Isabella, I can't do it, you teach me." He dragged me downstairs, and watching the several pots of chicken soup he had ruined, my already numb heart was filled with a subtle ache. Nathan isn't a patient person. He once accompanied me to try on wedding dresses, but by the second dress he was already impatient and excused himself to leave, saying he had company matters to attend to. But now he had ruined several pots of chicken soup for Bai Luoluo and still hadn't given up. I skillfully prepared the ingredients and started the fire to simmer the soup. Nathan carefully watched the fire, and it was a rare moment of tranquility between us. After putting the chicken soup into the insulated container, Nathan kissed my forehead and said, "Isabella, thank goodness for you." With that he hurried out. He was concerned about Bai Luoluo in the hospital, yet ignored my scalded fingers. After treating the scald, Bai Luoluo updated her WeChat moments. "Sweetheart, husband made chicken soup for me." Nathan, who never posts on WeChat moments, unusually responded with a kissing emoji in the comments. My finger hovered over the screen for a few seconds, but I still didn't hit the like button. As I backed out, a message popped up on my phone. "Hubby, where do you want to do it next time?" It was immediately retracted, followed by a voice message from Bai Luoluo. "Oh, I'm so sorry, sis. I meant to send that to Nathan, but I accidentally sent it to you. You didn't see it, did you?" Before I could reply, she continued, "You guys' profile pictures look so similar, I can't tell them apart. I'll ask him to change it so I don't send it to the wrong person again." I didn't reply, nor did I think Nathan would change his profile picture. That profile picture was taken by his deceased mother. I once jokingly asked him to use matching couple profile pictures with me, but he sternly refused. Even blamed me for being childish. I defiantly found an avatar similar to his and used it as a couple avatar. He didn't mention it and I assumed he agreed. But when I refreshed again, I found that Nathan's avatar had changed to a cartoon one, paired with Bai Luoluo. My fingers trembled slightly as I refreshed and confirmed repeatedly. Then I laughed self-deprecatingly. 5 years couldn't compare to 10 days. Fireworks lit up not far from the city center, and Bai Luoluo updated her WeChat moments again. She was held by Nathan, standing on the rooftop with a sky full of brilliant fireworks behind them. Happy 10 days. I was stunned for a moment, subconsciously rubbing the numbers on my wrist. It's the same day. Today is my 5th wedding anniversary with Nathan. The first canary Nathan found was a rebellious girl covered in tattoos. It was the first time I lost my composure and flew into a rage, the first time I cried and made a scene in front of Nathan, demanding he get rid of her. He just watched me quietly as I went crazy, then gently assured me it was just a game and wouldn't threaten my position. But he would still disappear from my side in the latter half of the night to be with other women. I copied that girl and got a tattoo, inking our wedding anniversary on my hand, morbidly hoping he could love me. He just chuckled when he saw it. "Isabella, wash it, it's ugly." Falling asleep in memories, plagued by nightmares. Finally awakened by a burst of urgent ringing, the sky was not yet fully light. The dean's voice was hurried on the phone. "Isabella, did you perform Bai Luoluo's hymen repair surgery? Something happened, come to the hospital quickly." When I rushed to the hospital, I only heard Bai Luoluo's screams. When she saw me, she pointed at me with agitated emotions and cursed, "Did you do this to me? You're jealous of me. You're jealous that Nathan would rather touch me than touch you, so you deliberately ruined my lower body." As she spoke, she clutched Nathan's arm, tears streaming down her face. "Nathan, I'm bleeding so much, it hurts." Nathan saw me, his face gloomy. "Isabella, apologize to Luoluo." I picked up the equipment, met his eyes and said calmly, "Whether I caused the accident or not, shouldn't you let me take a look first?" Bai Luoluo suddenly stepped back. "I don't want it, I don't want this quack doctor to see me. I'm afraid I won't be able to be with Nathan in the future." Nathan pulled her into his arms, coaxing her gently. The dean had to find another doctor, Su Jiao, a colleague who had always disliked me. Half an hour later, after the surgery, he took out a piece of gauze the size of a fingernail stained with blood. Nathan frowned at me. "Did you do that on purpose?" I looked at Su Jiao in disbelief. "How could that be? I've never failed at such a minor surgery." Su Jiao shrugged with an innocent look. "That doesn't guarantee, Isabella, you're not taking revenge, does it?" He looked at Nathan. After all, the patient's relationship with you isn't exactly harmonious. Soon, I was notified throughout the hospital and dismissed from my position. I knew Nathan did it. He wanted to vent his anger for Bai Luoluo. When I was kicked out of the hospital, everyone looked at me with disdain. I don't know who posted the video of Bai Luoluo pointing at me and scolding me online, and soon my former patients came looking for me. They slapped me a few times across the face. Quack, no wonder my boyfriend still found out after the surgery. It turns out your skills weren't up to par. I was being beaten when Nathan passed by with Bai Luoluo, but he covered her eyes. Don't look, it's bad luck. Liang only instructed the bodyguard, bring her over in a while. My face was bruised and my body was splashed with urine. When the bodyguard dragged me, disheveled, into Bai Luo's hospital room, Nathan was coaxing Bai Luoluo to drink water. Good girl, I've already cooled it for you, drink up. My tears flowed uncontrollably. This was a scene I had longed for in vain for 5 years. Bai Luoluo easily obtained it in just 10 days. Seeing me, Bai Luoluo became emotional and hugged Nathan's waist. Nathan, what is she doing here? Is she here to hurt me again? My wound still hurts a lot, Nathan, I'm scared. Nathan gently patted her back, looking at me with a gloomy expression. Isabella, I said, as long as you don't cause trouble, I'm happy to let you be Mrs. Gu in peace. It's just that you're too disobedient. Luoluo is different from those women. If you touch her, you're touching my bottom line. He looked at Bai Luoluo and said softly, Luoluo, don't be afraid, bring her here for you to vent your anger on. A hint of triumph flashed in Bai Luoluo's eyes, but she said timidly, really? I can vent my anger however I want. She's your wife, are you willing to do that to her? Nathan smiled and kissed the corner of Bai Luoluo's mouth. No one is more important than you. Bai Luoluo looked at me provocatively. Then I want her to suffer the same pain I did. Nathan almost blurted out, agreeing. Okay. He casually instructed the bodyguard, arrange for a doctor. I looked at the heartless man before me in disbelief. Nathan, I'm your wife. I struggled desperately but was pinned to the ground. Nathan's voice floated over. Isabella, if you do something wrong you have to be punished, don't you think? I was dragged into the operating room. After the colleague's examination, he found Nathan and said with embarrassment, President Gu, your wife, she hasn't had sexual relations yet. Isn't this too cruel for her? The anesthetic was injected into my body and I gasped softly, calling Nathan's name. Nathan, don't do this to me, please. The man paused, about to speak, but was drawn in by Bai Luoluo's agonizing cries. Bai Luoluo rushed to the windowsill in a frenzy. Nathan, I'm bleeding again. Dr. Su said I have an infection and won't be able to have children for you in the future. Then I might as well die. Nathan panicked. Luoluo, don't do anything foolish. He looked sharply at the doctor. Never done it? Do it now. The suffering Luoluo has endured, she will repay me 10-fold, 100-fold. He randomly pointed at a bodyguard. You go. I never imagined that the operating table I was once so proud of would become my personal hell. The man pierced me again and again, ignoring my cries and pleas for mercy. Until the blood flowed beneath me and I was tossed onto the operating table like a filthy rag. When Su Jia came in, he chuckled lewdly. Isabella, when you publicly accused me of lacking medical ethics, did you ever imagine this day would come? Psk, psk, Stifla Virkin. The dignified Mrs. Gu, CEO's wife, defiled by a bodyguard. Your husband doesn't even touch you. I don't know what you're usually so arrogant about. The anesthetic had long worn off. He stuffed a barbed piece of iron into my lower body, then stitched it up. He whispered triumphantly in my ear, that gauze? Miss Bai gave it to me. I was numb with pain, unable to make a sound anymore. But Nathan still didn't plan to let me go. He threw me into a dark room. Isabella, your dad is asking me for another 200 million in investment. If you're so disobedient, I really can't feel comfortable cooperating with the Qing family. Reflect on yourself. When you've figured it out, apologize to Luoluo, and I'll transfer the money to the Qing family account. I crawled to the door with all my strength, banging on it desperately. Nathan, it's too dark in here, let me out. He knows I have claustrophobia. Once when I was trapped in an elevator, he held me and comforted me for 6 whole hours. He knew how scared I was, yet he still chose to punish me in this way. I frantically pounded on the door, only to find that the air conditioner in the room had been turned down to -5 degrees Celsius. It's still snowing outside, and with the continuous low temperatures, I'll soon go into shock. Bailuo's crisp voice came. Nathan, will elder sister be cold inside? I'll adjust it to be warmer for her. Nathan kissed Bailuo's lips dotingly. Luluo is so kind, how about your husband rewards you with a vacation? I scratched the wooden door with my fingernails, leaving streaks of blood. The temperature dropped lower and lower, and my vision began to darken. The constant drawn-out moans coming from nearby felt like 1,000 arrows piercing my heart, and I spat out a mouthful of blood. I gritted my teeth, my eyes bloodshot. Nathan, I will never forgive you. As my consciousness faded, I heard a creak and someone walked in. A month later, in Nathan and Bailuo's hotel room, a person covered in blood was thrown in. He recognized his bodyguard, who tremblingly handed him 2 divorce certificates. President, save me. I violated the madam and she's trying to kill me. Nathan jolted out of bed, his eyes bloodshot as he grabbed the bodyguard's throat. I only told you to act, did you really dare to touch her? At the same time, the assistant rushed in. President, something terrible has happened to the company. Seeing that Nathan was about to strangle the man to death, the assistant had to step forward. President, please calm down. It will be difficult to deal with if someone dies. Nathan suddenly released his hand and couldn't help but throw a few punches at the bodyguard's face. The bodyguard looked pleadingly at Bai Luoluo, who was disheveled on the bed. Miss Bai, save me. Bai Luoluo, seemingly frightened, hid under the covers. Nathan, get him out of here, he's covered in blood, it's scary. And I don't even know him. Nathan ignored her, his attention was completely on the divorce certificate on the floor. He picked up the blood-stained divorce certificate, looking at the photo on it in disbelief. That's a photo of him and me taken when we got married. After pondering for a long time, I repeatedly confirmed it. I finally remembered that on our wedding night 5 years ago, he had me sign a divorce agreement that would automatically take effect after 5 years. He even instructed his assistant to send the agreement directly to the Civil Affairs Bureau when it expired. Nathan held his head in frustration. He had forgotten that the agreement had expired a month ago. Which is to say, the day he asked me to perform the repair surgery for Bai Luoluo. None of this is the worst part. What's worse is that the beast actually touched me. His wife actually raped by his own bodyguard? Nathan had never felt this panicked before. Somehow he felt like he was about to lose something. And there was no way to get it back. The thought sent shivers uncontrollably down his spine. Stroking my face in the photo, he looked at his assistant and asked, "Where is Madam?" The assistant's face was grim. "She's been missing for a month." He looked helplessly at Bai Luoluo, who was playing possum in bed. "We followed your instructions and waited for you and Miss Bai to board the plane before taking Madam out. But when we got there, Madam had already disappeared. The door was covered in scratch marks. Also, when we went in, the room was only -5 degrees. Madam was probably suffering from hypothermia, which is why she was grabbing at the door. I called you as soon as I could, but Miss Bai answered. She said she would pass the message on to you." Nathan looked at Bai Luoluo on the bed with a dark expression. "Did you touch my phone? Did you deliberately turn down the air conditioning?" Seeing that things were exposed, Bai Luoluo stubbornly said, "I don't want that old hag to disturb our vacation. Besides, she harmed me, I just wanted her to suffer a little." Slap. Bai Luoluo covered her face in disbelief. "Nathan, you hit me? Don't you love me anymore?" Nathan gritted his teeth. "Who gave you the nerve to climb over my wife? I spoiled you rotten." Bai Luoluo's emotions surged and she cried, "She's just a used shoe that a bodyguard slept with. Why does she get to be your wife?" "Nathan, didn't you promise me you would marry me? Didn't you say I looked like your deceased sister? Nathan, we are family, will you please marry me? I won't be worse than Isabella, trust me, I can definitely do it well." Nathan pinched Bai Luoluo's face and said fiercely, "If it weren't for this face, do you think I would have taken a fancy to a foot washer?" He looked at the bodyguard on the ground. "You asked her to save you just now? Explain clearly and I might spare your life." Bai Luoluo immediately stopped him. "Nathan, don't believe him, I don't know him at all." The bodyguard suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood, his eyes bloodshot as he looked at Bai Luoluo. "Cousin, I did as you instructed and slept with the madam. Why are you denying everything now? You said that the president didn't care about the madam and told me to take advantage of the situation. You were the one who ordered me to do it." Feeling the increasingly intense chill emanating from Nathan, Luo ignored whether she was dressed or not and knelt at Nathan's feet. "Nathan, don't listen to his nonsense, I really don't know him." The bodyguard also knelt in front of Nathan, kowtowing repeatedly. "President, I didn't do it on purpose, I was instructed by Luo. Please believe me." Yes, weren't you looking for Madam? "I know where Madam is, she's at the Liu family in High City. Please spare my life." Nathan had already grabbed Luo's neck. "I've given you enough, how dare you be so greedy? Besides me, no one can touch Isabella, no one," he said to the other bodyguards as if he were insane. "Lock them up together. Copulate." Luo's face turned pale and she hugged Nathan's leg. "No, Nathan, I don't want to. I don't want any other man to touch me except you." Nathan kicked her away, squatted down, pinched the bodyguard's chin and said bloodthirstily, "Treat your good cousin the same way you treated Isabella. You are not allowed to stop unless I say so, do you hear me? Whether your life can be spared depends on your performance." The bodyguard nodded frantically and immediately pounced on Luo. "Nathan, I was wrong, please save me." Luo pleaded repeatedly. Cousin, don't touch me." You're not allowed to touch me." Slap, slap, slap. Several slaps landed on Luo's face. "You bitch, if it weren't for you I wouldn't be in this mess. I'll kill you." Nathan walked out, his assistant following behind. "President, are we going back to Jing City?" His footsteps halted and he said in a hoarse voice, "Go to Haicheng. Investigate the relationship between Isabella and the Liu family of Haicheng." Soon the assistant found what Nathan wanted. He murmured in disbelief, "How could there be this layer of connection?" The assistant said carefully, "Madam's mother was the adopted daughter who was switched at birth by the Liu family. After the Liu family found their biological daughter, Madam's mother didn't contact the Liu family much in order to avoid suspicion. But the two elders of the Liu family still have feelings for this daughter. After all, they raised her until she was 18 years old, and they have been inquiring about news all these years. It's just that Madam's mother passed away early, so Madam doesn't know about this relationship." Nathan almost lost his voice. "When did she get in touch with the Liu family?" The assistant said awkwardly, "I'm not sure, but it was the Liu family who took the Madam away at the time. The Madam was lying in a hospital run by the Liu family for half a month. This is what we got from bribing a cleaner at the hospital." Saying that, he handed a photo to Nathan. In the photo, the woman's face was devoid of color, wearing an oxygen mask and covered in tubes. Nathan instinctively didn't dare to look at it for too long, and squeezed the photo into his palm. The assistant reminded him again, "President, the company is accused of engaging in illegal transactions. This may be the Liu family's revenge. The Liu family in Haicheng has considerable strength and should not be underestimated. Shouldn't you return to Beijing first to appease the shareholders?" Nathan shook his head and walked out. "Book the earliest flight to Haishur." When he came to find me, I was lying in the hospital bed, staring blankly out the window. "Isabella." Nathan's eyes were red and he wanted to come over, but he was stopped by the Liu family's bodyguards. I said softly, "Let him in." Nathan walked in and stood in front of me. His lips moved, but he couldn't say anything. I chuckled and said to myself, "Nathan, I never thought our marriage was just a business arrangement." His face changed abruptly. "Isabella," I interrupted him, recalling, "from the first time I saw you at 12, I liked you. Back then you were sitting on the stage playing the cello. I got last place and was being scolded by my father off stage when you interrupted him." I tilted my head, trying hard to remember. "At that time you said if you don't like it, don't play it, go do what you like." Later I studied medicine. "Nathan, I've secretly liked you for a very long time. You probably don't know how happy I was when I found out I was going to marry you. So happy that I cried. Even after you said those things on our wedding night and made me sign a prenuptial agreement, I still liked you. I thought I could make you fall in love with me in 5 years, over 1,000 days and nights. I'm tired of waiting in vain countless times. I'm really tired." Nathan was stunned for a long time, tears welling up in his eyes. "I'm sorry, Isabella. I didn't know, I'm sorry, I didn't know any of this." I scoffed, my eyes turning cold and sharp. "The 5-year term is up, I originally wanted a clean break. But Nathan, you did those beastly things to me. Between us, it's destined to be a fight to the death." Nathan suddenly knelt before me. "Isabella, It's my fault, I can make it up to you. I just wanted to put on an act to fool Bai Luoluo. I didn't really want to hurt you. It was that bodyguard colluding with Bai Luoluo. Isabella, I've already punished them for you. As for Bai Luoluo, it's because she looks like my deceased sister. Isabella, I was temporarily blinded by her. Nathan groaned, staring wide-eyed at the fruit knife in his chest. I looked at him coldly. Nathan, you owe me far more than this. Go back with you? Hey, you always used your father's company to make me bow my head. How about I let you have a taste of that now? Nathan forcefully pulled out the dagger, grabbed my hand and stabbed it in again. He suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood. I shook him off in shock. Nathan? Nathan looked at me with a smile. Isabella, I know what I did before is beyond redemption. If you want to vent your anger, I'm always here. Just remember to put in as much effort as I did from now on. With your strength, you can't pierce my heart. The hospital room was in chaos. Nathan refused to leave and the emergency treatment was performed on the floor. He kept looking at me, his voice choked with emotion. Isabella, the truth is I love you. I'm sorry I found out too late. I turned my head away, not looking at him, and said indifferently, Grandpa wants to deal with your company. I can't change his decision. At this moment a tall man walked in. He dragged Nathan out, his voice stern. Don't let trash dirty Yao Yao's place. Alexander stood watching me, casually touching my forehead. No fever. I raised the corners of my mouth. Cousin isn't busy? Alexander's eyes paused. The old man instructed me that recently, what I need to be busy with is your affairs. I didn't expect him to come so quickly. I threw that bodyguard into the room with the woman, originally wanting to scare those adulterers with a dead body, but who knew that son of a bitch would be so lucky to be alive. Saying that, he suddenly realized something and smiled cruelly. It's good to keep him alive too. When you recover you can chop off his thing yourself. What do you think? I also smiled. I think it's great. Having spent this time together, I've long since figured out the nature of the person before me. Violent and cold-blooded, he's the type to resort to violence rather than reason. His eyes glanced past Nathan outside the door, a smirk playing on his lips. If you still like him, I'll buy him from the Liu family and make him your male slave. I heard he's just the son of the old Mr. Liu's first wife. The old Mr. Liu and his current wife have several other sons. One less of him and old Master Liu probably wouldn't be so heartbroken. I frowned. Cousin, I don't like him. The corners of Alexander's lips curled almost imperceptibly. Is that so? Then I'll be a little more ruthless. You don't mind, do you? I looked at the undried bloodstains on the ground and scoffed. What does it have to do with me? This time Alexander's voice was filled with pleasure. What happens after that is business, don't worry about it, just wait for my good news. Then he paused, looking at me meaningfully. Not that we're blood-related, don't call me cousin. As he spoke, he tossed me a palm-sized yellow crystal ball. Specially found it for you to play with. Seeing my stunned expression, he was momentarily unsure. Don't you like it? I immediately came back to my senses and shook my head. No, I like it very much. Alexander nodded in satisfaction. Take good care of yourself, I'll take care of the things outside. I was about to refuse, but he seemed to have anticipated what I was going to say. Don't think about doing it yourself, the most important thing for you is to take care of your health. The old man has been looking for you and your daughter for so long, and now he has finally found you. Don't worry, the old man. I'll take care of those things so you don't have to get your hands dirty. He gently placed me back on the bed and tucked me in. Sleep now, just treat what happened before as a dream. When you wake up, it will be a new beginning. Tears streamed down my face instantly and I choked out, thank you. If he hadn't arrived in time I probably would have died. Alexander raised an eyebrow. Then you have a lot to thank me for. Then he patted me on the shoulder. I have to go, I have things to do. Then he got up and instructed the row of bodyguards at the door. Don't let those trash in to disturb the young lady's rest. I watched his back as he left, my mind sank and I fell asleep. When I woke up again, Alexander was already back. Just like every day for the past month, he sat beside me, leisurely doing his own thing. Seeing that I was awake, he handed me the photos of the bodyguard and Bai Luoluo. Both are dead. Killed each other. I couldn't help but turn my head away from the bloody scene in the photo. Alexander laughed. Find it gory? I didn't speak and he said directly, the Gu family did it. I only touched the Gu family a little and he couldn't wait to kill someone. Yao Yao, do you think he's doing it for you or for the Gu family? Then with a nonchalant expression he continued, I broke one of his legs, you don't blame me, do you? The old man of the Liu family was also straightforward, selling his own son in a single deal. I was stunned for a moment, then forced a smile. Cousin does things flawlessly. Alexander also laughed, afraid of going back in again, which would infuriate the old man. I looked up at his buzz cut, puzzled. Just got out. Alexander couldn't help but chuckle. You know me, I never get my hands dirty. I'm not going to be doing time. As we were talking, the bodyguard reported, Miss, Nathan is here again. Isabella. Nathan was pushed in, sitting in a wheelchair. I didn't speak, observing him with interest. Nathan, you're really just S's of. It was my affection for you that put a filter on you. Nathan smiled wryly. Isabella, I broke a leg, willingly atoning for my sins for you. It's just a pity you don't love me anymore. He murmured to himself, when you used to love me, you would never speak to me in such a tone. It's a pity I woke up too late, you don't love me anymore, and only then did I realize I love you. I looked at him coldly. Love or whatever, Nathan, you don't deserve it. As I left, Nathan called out to me, but I didn't turn back. Discharged from the hospital today. Alexander said that from now on I would be welcoming a new life. I will never look back again, never. When Nathan chased after me, he was in a car accident. He died in early spring after attempts to save him failed.